All right, Ryan, we are live. We are here for the SGLIVE 2024 Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament. mm2nescartridge versus ProfessorSchool. Both runners recently getting low 44s and Any Percent. I believe they're going to go Picard route, but I'm not particularly sure. We're having a little difficulty with the setups right now. But we're live and screens are being cropped, and MM2 is doing his thing to get this thing working. But before we get started, welcome to Super Metroid Commentary, Ryan. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm not bad. Chilling. I kind of rushed in here, but um, but yeah, it wasn't a big deal since everyone's still getting ready, right? So, but yeah,
Yeah,
how about
no,
yourself?
that's all right. Sometimes it's nice to jump up live and do like a little pre-show. But this is going to be Any Percent. This has been quite an amazing tournament so far. We've seen some outstandingly close races during the qualifiers. We've seen some outstandingly close races already in the tournament, even though we have Swiss seeding. So what we did is we took the top 32 runners, the cutoff time being somewhere around the like low 47, high 46 mark. So every runner in this tournament, whether they're doing KPDR, PRKD, or PKRD, like these runners are all absolutely insane. And we should see a sick matchup here. MM2nescartridge and ProfessorSchool, two very good friends of mine. We've played Super Metroid Live together. We've hung out at SG Live the last couple of years, so this is a great time to say please check out the SG Live event. We are looking for volunteers. There are a ton of tickets left. You can join. It's in October. It's in Herndon, Virginia. And I have met both ProfessorSchool and MM2nescartridge at SG Live. Super cool dudes. Incredible Super Metroid runners, just great people all together. So it is my honor to be here doing commentary for what I think is going to be one of the most hype matchups of the whole tournament. I mean, these two runners are so close with their times.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm expecting it to be down the wire, but you never know with Super Metroid. Sometimes things go a little less than planned, though.
I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, come on, when you play Super Metroid, doesn't everything go exactly how you mean it to go? You know, like you just shoot the bosses, you just jump where you're supposed to jump, do the button inputs where you're supposed to do it. You know, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's like, I would have had world record if I played perfect, you know?
So here we are in the blue of Series Station, and there's a lot of haters out there. Just some people love this part of the game. Other people just absolutely hate this part of the game. Me, I just kind of go through this part of the game, and I'm like, whatever, no big deal. Just try to get my 44 or 45 and move on from there. I do want to correct myself, actually. MM2nescartridge put up a 43-41 the other day, which is like an absolute sick time. Like actually about 3 months ago. So sorry, MM2, for not giving you credit for that. And ProfessorSchool is at a 44-8, which he just got 6 days ago. So both of our runners are pretty solid, separated by about 30 seconds with their PVs. But again, like we were just saying, this is a race. Literally anything can happen. This is a no reset situation. Our runners are not going to be taking saves. They're just literally going to be going head to head. And I am expecting both runners to go for the exact same route. So it'd be really cool to see, like right there, Prof ran the stairs. I look like MM2 might have jumped the stairs. So let's see if we get a nice tile boost here in the tile room. Good for Prof right there, MM2 not getting one. And let's see if we can pump out maybe at least a 45 for Prof. 46-29 and a 44-52. Outstanding for Prof. Got a really good tile boost in the tile room. It had no issues with the steam. So we're off to a really good start already.
Yep. Yeah, so it's a little bit, I guess a little bit down for MM2 then in that case. Since he got
MM2 memeing saying he's going to save in the chat, but like, I'm going to absolutely say this right now. If you look at race runners in any category, whether it's vanilla or rando, MM2 is one of the most like balls to the walls, crazy runners out there. Like I think is the ultimate risk taker. Somebody I've been watching for several years, and when it comes to getting a good time, like MM2 doesn't save, doesn't take safeties, literally just goes all out. So I'm expecting very aggressive play from MM2. Prof confided in commentary last night that he gets a lot of race nerves in the beginning of the run. Hopefully there'll be some comfort here with Prof racing against a good friend and, having some commentary that he knows and loves. I'm just going to throw that out there,
Yeah, exactly.
Some nice parlor down back there from Professor School. Both runners using Moonfall, which I do not. I do not use it as a mechanic, but I do love to watch it.
Yeah, definitely a Moonfall abuser.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's there. You might as well do it. I don't know. I got kind of lazy about it. I started playing the game before I knew it was a function. And when I found out it was a function, like I was like, whatever. I already know how to play the game without it. And then Sloters has historically been one of my favorite runners in the game. And when I found out Sloters didn't use Moonwalk, I'm like, all right, cool. I will turn that on when Sloters mains it. So that's my Moonwalk story.
All right, Slaughters, you got to do the thing, I guess.
Come on, Sloters, you have to main it to save me 6 seconds.
I don't even know if Slaughters is watching right now, but all the pressure's on.
Yeah, we also got some 2 really good down back construction zones there from both of our runners. We're going to be talking about a lot of movement tech. Down back is exactly what it sounds like. You hold down and back, and for some reason it pushes you forward because this game is this game. You got wall jumping, which you have to push away from the wall before you jump, unlike a Mario game perhaps where you have to push toward the wall. So there is actually a lot of unintuitive movement that when you get used to it, makes a lot of sense and actually works really well. But definitely unintuitive controls. We're going to see gap skips, which you see MM2 doing some gap skips. We're going to be doing damage boosts, where you kind of like, will take a boost from an enemy to get a little bit faster through the game or get a little bit faster through the room. Ledge grabs so that you're not spending a lot of time in the air, so you can cut down the amount of time you have to spend in a room. And you're just basic run, jump, and shoot platformer.
Yep. Basically tied up on the climb since Professor School missed the wall jump at one point.
Yeah, and by the way, if you have no, like if I mess something up or if we get anything wrong, MM2 is playing, but we'll also be in there in the chat to, update on any of the stuff we mess up on. So, MM2 can just do it all. Yeah. Look at how tight we are at bombs. 447 touch it looked like for both of them.
Yeah, looked like a slightly change again, almost just because MM2 tripped on one of those slopes when arm pumping as well.
Yeah, the arm pumping will help push you 1 pixel forward every time you do it. So, it's kind of like you're already running anyways. If you don't have anything else to do, you might as well hit the shoulder buttons and waggle that arm cannon, help you move through the game a little faster. The longer the run, the more that will save. But at any percent run, it'll save at least 2 or 3 seconds probably arm pumping throughout the whole run. So, you'll see a lot of long straightaways. You'll see that. So it's just, really cool tech. Prof having a little bit of trouble there on the Alcatraz escape the second time. Major pain. I do want to say Professor School does not have a timer on screen. I don't know if that has something to do with the cropping issues that we were having earlier, but runners look pretty, synced up anyways, and it shouldn't really affect the enjoyment of the game.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned about that too, because I also noticed there was no timer on Professor School's side.
So you see both of our runners are killing the pirates right now, and that's the telltale sign that we're going to be going up at Red Tower. We have like almost by the frame sync right there. I mean, this is kind of what you want to see. Prof getting to the elevator just a little bit before MM2 by like frames. So really we're 6 minutes in and already the runners are super tight. And I would expect it to stay this way until we get to Fantoon, which has slow, medium, and slow, mid, and fast patterns, and that will be probably the first time that things have a chance to diverge.
Yep.
Which route do you run, Ryan?
Yeah, I do PRKD. I was taught by Emmett with PKRD to start out with, and then after barely finishing runs for the first half week, then I switched to KPDR for 2 days. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to get a sub 50 in KPDR, and then I'll go back to PKRD. And then I got a 50.02 after 2 days, and I was like, close enough. I'll switch. So Yeah,
So I
that's kind
think
of like the long
PRKD
short
is a
story.
route you have to be much more practiced with strats. I think you have to have more strats to not only successfully complete a run, but to get the advantage of the time save that you have by not backtracking.
Yeah.
That time save is actually much harder to get in PRKD than you would think, strictly because of how difficult the tech is down in the lower Norfair rooms. And, you have a different Meridia, some of your stuff, you don't have space jumps. So you're relying on things like Spike Suit at the end of the game to get you through faster. I mean, I feel like it's really, really hard unless you're very well practiced to get the advantage of the time save that Picard or PRKD offers you.
Yep. Yeah, the only yeah, I guess it's like after you get through lower Norfair, it's like kind of comfy for trying to survive, but then it's just like, oh, Meridia can lose like so much time from like it like doesn't always kill you, but you can just kill runs from just bleeding so much time on like
Sometimes I
anything
feel like
underwater.
this game is either do you want to survive or do you want to go fast, because we're not going to let you do both.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts, and sometimes it's like one massive thing that just like kills like a minute or something. It's like one or the other.
I know. And then on top of it, just watching the tournament, in addition to just how hard Super Metroid is, a couple of our runners have had to deal with console crashes, internet crashes. So,
Oh
if the
god.
stress of playing the game is not enough, hoping that your internet holds, hoping that your controller is working. Worth
Yep.
mentioning that MM2 is one of the best keyboard runners in the community, and Professor School playing on some OG hardware, the old
Hey.
SNES.
I like the sound of OG hardware.
I mean, I do too, but to be honest, I play on an emulator because playing on OG hardware, especially with needing like a CRT and all the equipment you need to stream it, is very, very cost prohibitive. So,
Very true.
legends only apply.
Yeah, that's very true, and yeah, also takes up a lot of space too. It's like the other thing. It's
Yeah, and
like
MM2
not just
setting up
because.
for a CWJ right here. Looks like he
Woo!
got the frame. Prof
Yep.
looking like he's going to go for the HBJ.
Oh
You can
yeah.
take a look at it. If you're against the door running into that room, nice MM2. If you're against the door, that's the standardized setup for HBJ. Prof started a little bit further left to get some running speed to get on this pedestal without worrying about dipping in the acid or the moat there.
Water.
And oh heck, of course,
Oh, brutal.
moat has to go and be moat. Now, if Prof can get ahead right now, you know, or can get there right now on this shot, it's not going to be too bad because Fantoon patterns can be what they can be. But you just kind of
Oh,
hate
he
to see
backed
this
into the
right there at the
door.
beginning of the game.
Yep, yep.
I mean, but Prof knows this. Anybody who runs Moat first or Fantoon first knows that like this is definitely going to be a bad point. We've seen some of the best runners in the world struggle with the Moat, so this is not, a slam on Professor School. The Moat is just ridiculously hard. And there's only two ways to traverse it in this route. You either
Yep.
got a
Oh
bomb
my
jump
god,
over
just
or you got a
brutal.
CWJ.
Yeah, exactly. This might decide the race, this moat alone. It's
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
so
it
much more
certainly
run to go,
can.
but you know.
MM2's energy is looking really good, but you have to remember, without a suit, every hit from Fantoon or the Flames is going to do 40 damage, and already MM2 can only take 2 more hits before the third one will kill, so going to have to be
Yep.
pretty careful here getting a disappear slow pattern.
Yep. To vanish. Got hit twice. Oh,
Ooh,
that's not
not a
good.
comfortable position to be in right now.
Oh, he's
Oh,
dead. Yep.
no. Oh.
Oh no.
I mean, theoretically, Ryan, we were just talking about this, how you and I would spend like 20 minutes in the moat, theoretically, Prop could be here just as long as it takes MM2 to get back. I certainly don't
Like
wish
actually.
it
Oh, he
on him.
made it.
I had to say that for Prop to make it over the moat right there, but Prop is gaming.
Yep. Oh, sorry, MM2. That's brutal.
MM2 is said that he is not continuing. I certainly understand that. It's certainly tough to get taken out right there very early on in the run. So at this point, if I'm Prop, I'm going to probably get through this and save before I go into Attic just to lock in this win. However, just like MM2 had, Prof does have a dangerous Fantoon fight. I'm not going to say it is going to happen, but I have definitely seen I've definitely seen Sunrise Surprise where all of Fantoon's
Yeah.
flames hit you at the same time.
Oh my gosh, that's like the worst feeling if you like jump into a bunch of the flames like at once. Oh.
I mean, to be honest, this is not how Prof wants to win. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
um, I'm not going to say he's going to throw, but all right, Prof.
So
Let's see how this Fantoon is.
now,
So Fantoon is going to give you slow, medium, and fast patterns, and I think the difference between fast and slow is like roughly 12 seconds. So that's where a lot of your time sinks can come at Fantoon. It's all RNG based. If you don't hit Fantoon after the eye open with a missile, Fantoon will disappear. If you hit Fantoon with too much damage, Fantoon will disappear. So to get extra missiles in, our runner is going to Doppler missiles, and that's kind of where you kind of move forward as the missiles hit, just like that, so that Fantoon doesn't disappear before you get enough missiles in.
yep. So it's probably what, like fast mid maybe. Oh, never mind. Commentators curse.
I mean, Prof looks like should be able to clean it up pretty easily this round.
Oh my gosh. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think with Metroid games, I might be a curse for races because like half of the like fusion tournament matches I comms last year, then people died in any percent like
I
near the
mean,
end of the run. Yeah.
nobody, no matter, I don't care if you're Zost or Zenny or Cutie or like literally anybody that plays this game, at every once in a while, Fantoon is just going to kill you. It really doesn't matter how good you are. You get bad
Absolutely.
patterns, you can get bad flames, you can, get fuzz in your eye and have to blink. I mean, anything can happen.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was definitely brutal for MM2 because like yeah, once that vanish happened because all the flames were in the way during the eye open on the top right, then yeah, it was like hard to hit him. Then he vanished, and then like the slow reappeared. And it's like so hard to just not get hit for that long, like while just waiting and like dodging the bajillion flames from like the ceiling and all that. So yeah, so it's understandable, especially in this route too. Yeah, looking like a almost clean attic from Professor School there to that like miss jump, just barely.
I have such a hard time getting that mock ball under the key hunters right there that Prof just did. I always tank a hit right there, so I just kind of stopped going for it.
Oh, yeah, that actually took quite a bit of practice for me to get used to it. Like since I'm like newer to running this, then like I've like lived a lot of the struggles like kind of recently with like those situations and like
You have a
remembering
pretty
how
solid
to
time too,
overcome it.
though,
You know?
Ryan, don't you? Don't you have around a 44?
Yeah, 44, 20. Oh god, it's 26, 28, something like that. It's like a mid 44, like around there.
So I'm weird. Like I am an any percent lover for races, like watching any percent races. As far as a player, I am not a fan of playing any percent like at all.
Ah,
Um, so as I told you before, I got my sub 50 in KPDR and then went on to greener pastures.
yep. Yeah, I definitely want to work on Hundo more. I've done exactly one run like last year August, so
I mean, I don't know if you're a PRKD main, I would actually try to steer you to low percent ice before running Hundo because I feel like the two routes cross train pretty well, PRKD and low percent ice.
yeah, the early game is like pretty much the same. Like I've watched like I know Simo like IRL from like before
Oh, sweet.
I guess before either of us have like run the game. But yeah, I've watched Simo streams quite a bit grinding low percent ice like last year as well. But I'm like, oh yeah, that actually might be a bit enticing to for as a reason to like pick it up, you know.
Well, if you can suffer through, losing a ton of runs to either Moat or Fantoon or something in this particular category, low percent ice, you're going to have to get used to losing all of your good runs to Mother Brain.
Yep. The late game. Oh my goodness.
And then once you get good at Mother Brain, you're going to lose your paces to Bad Dragon RNG.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
I mean, a lot of times they say Meridia is where the run goes to die, but Professor School is a long way from Meridia. Anybody that runs this route knows that.
Yep.
Prof is, I'm assuming Prof is going to go PKRD. There's really, with MM2 not continuing, there's absolutely no reason for Prof to take a risk other than he just wants MM2 to boot up and play again. You
Yeah.
know, if I would be very conservative. I would go PKRD. I would take a save and get it locked in and just, kind of go through this as a formality and make sure that he's well practiced, getting used to running in a race situation.
Yeah. I definitely know that feel. Like if you um have like pretty much won the race like early due to like your opponent dying. It's like the one tournament I entered for Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX in it was like July 2020. Then yeah, like the two went. I only ran the game for like 3 weeks at that point. By the time the tournament started, so then the opponents I won against were both like better than me, but they both like either it was 100%. So either one of them forgot an item, so they forfeit because of that, and the other died to the second boss, so then they also forfeit. So then I only got wins through forfeits basically. So
Hey, that happens sometimes. I made it to the finals of the consolation bracket at SGLIVE one year, and the only reason I did that is because Apathy Duck overslept and missed the race.
oh my
So
gosh.
I took the win. I took the win via forfeit, and so sometimes that's just kind of how it works out.
Yep. So it's like, we take those, but also it's like, wanted to see how it would shake out, kind of thing. And then yeah, they had for that tournament, so we had only I think like 17 entrants. Then we did 4 rounds of Swiss, and then like the top 8 of the Swiss rounds went into like a single elimination bracket for the top 8. So there was 6 people that tied going 2-2 for Swiss, so we all played like a 6-way tiebreaker.
Nice.
So I got 4th in the tiebreaker, so I think I probably got around like 10th place in the tournament or something because of the unexpected tiebreaker. It's kind of funny.
Sometimes things like that can happen. Before I go on to my next ridiculous story, let's see if Prof gets this great quick kill. I mean, absolutely easy. Almost got trolled by that claw there, but unfortunately, Prof was able to take out Kraid in just two missiles and 3 supers, which is one of the more standard Kraid quick kills.
Yeah, ultra clean like lag reduction too on that.
Yeah, that was really, really good. I mean, tournaments are tournaments. I think I remember I was in a GT Classic tournament and I died. Like, I think I died to like mini Kraid or something stupid, or like I, had to forfeit at lava. I don't know whatever it was. I ended up having to start all over again, and I just kind of stuck with it. And the runner I was racing against soft locked that mother brain. So I actually ended up winning the race because that runner had no saves at that point and had to start the game over. So it's kind of funny. You really can't predict what's going to happen in tournaments. Like if you had told me before this race that MM2 was going to die at Fantoon, I would have laughed you out of the room. I would have said, no way.
Yeah, exactly. I think I might have part commentator's curse because I was like, oh, I think ProfessorSchool getting stuck at the moat for that long might have decided the race. But then...
I mean, kind of. I mean, who knows? Maybe had they got to Fantoon at the same time, Prof would have been more aggressive. You never know.
Possibly. Yeah, right.
So, but honestly, I think this is a really good chance for ProfessorSchool to just kind of race in front of an audience, get some good practice, knowing that he'll have tougher opponents to face after this race is done. Because with the Swiss seeding here, each race you win, you just go on to face more and more difficult opponents. So, racing is definitely a different ball game than PB runs. There's a lot more stress. There's a lot more things that can kind of go wrong. You can't reset and start up another run. It's there's just a whole different level of volatility that I think goes into tournament races. So, I'm sure, even given the situation, Prof is going to give his best to put on a good show for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, probably a good time to talk about some either tech or some strategies here. Like I run PRKD as a meme. I don't run it as a speed run. I know you run it as a speed run. So what's the difference here? And I know it, but let you explain the difference between Picard, why Professor chose to go to Kraid second instead of Kraid third. and what the advantages and disadvantages are.
Yeah, so difference in the route is going to crate second, you get the Varia suit earlier, which lets you take less what's it called? So if he ends up
Take less
the big
damage
thing,
in the gravity jump if he does it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. If he misses the lava spark, then and then yeah, going into Kraid's warehouse on the way out and grabbing that extra E-tank for making generally lower Norfair a lot safer. Having
I've
that
shown
extra
some
100.
really good movement on that ice escape, and really good there.
Yeah, ultra clean. Yeah, like that ice escape is not easy, honestly. Like once you get used to it, like it's like a decently comfy like room, but it's so easy to mess up like anything. Like jumping slightly too high can like ruin the whole thing. Like
Another
jumping slightly
difference
too low
too.
and not making it like can also just kill the strat. Like so many things that can happen.
Yeah, no kidding, or like dipping in the acid there. But I do want to mention that difference in PRKT and Picard. Right there in the pre-cathedral room, Prof doesn't have to worry about farming power bombs from the hoppers there. In PRKD, you would usually have less power bombs here, but getting drops from Kraid, Prof is all full up on power bombs. He's full up on,
Yep.
well, he's not full up on supers, but has a chance to get full up on supers right here, right now. And that's different. I feel like in PKRD, you don't have to worry about farming power bombs as much, whereas in PRKD, you don't have to worry about farming your supers as much. So regardless of the safety difference in the routes, there are also different ways you approach it in terms of ammo conservation.
Yeah, what definitely sucks about this route particularly is that after Ridley, then you're likely to be low on super missiles, like going for Meridia. So like you'll usually have to farm extra, like on average.
Some people will farm
along
in
the way.
pre-frog speedway. If I'm doing Picard, I also like to take an extra farm in the Metal Pirates coming out of Ridley, because sometimes you can pick up a couple extra supers there with just a quick short charge. It does lose you a little bit of time, but you have the potential to get more supers from the Metal Pirates than I think farming the Bugs and Frogs Speedway. So when I do Picard, I tend to opt to do that farm coming out of pre-wasteland.
Yeah, exactly. Because the pre-frog speedway, it's like, oh my god, farming those bugs, like I swear it's like not uncommon to have to like farm like 8 times like to get close to full supers there.
Yeah, I feel like the more you need something in this game, the worse your farming typically tends to be. You can tell Prof probably does not have a lot of experience having troubles in double chamber there, kind of getting a little mixed up trying to jump up onto those platforms. This is one of those rooms that is low-key super difficult. You can just lose chunks of time just because you had an input just too late on your jump. I think a lot of the difficulty on Super Metroid is not like surviving. If you're really good, a lot of the difficulty is just kind of optimizing how you get through rooms. Really nice damage boost there from ProfessorSchool off of that Ripper.
Yep. Yeah, entering the double chamber room from the left side, like the first time, like that screen transition is so awkwardly long that it's so easy to like press jump early and not get the input and then just run off the ledge. It's like so common to happen.
Yeah, and then the other mechanics too. You saw Prof running through the acid right there. I wonder if he's going to take this D-boost off of the Fune right here. Nope, just going to go through. You can take a D-boost there. We saw that in one of our races last night, because when you have Speed Booster, for some reason, you go through the lava like extra slow with Speed Booster. You're actually faster through it without. And Prof is going to do the gravity jump.
Yep.
That Varia probably saves like 50 energy here with Varia, maybe even more than 50.
Yeah, because I think he'll take, what, like 20 damage, maybe, in total? Oh, 30, even. Yeah, it's like
that's pretty good.
Oh, he might have it equipped it again before the elevator.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't pause going down the elevator. Maybe just trying to save a little energy. Usually, you'll see runners, pause and re-equip Gravity Suit and then de-equip some of their beams going down the lower Norfair on the elevator to save some time.
Yeah, because he won't take heat damage since he has Varia in this route. So
maybe Prof doesn't use X Factors on Ridley. Maybe he goes for a straight up super and missile fight with beam shots.
Yeah,
I think Eddie
so,
does that too. Eddie doesn't do X Factors either.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, because he still has ice and Spazer on now, so he's certainly not going for X Factors on Ridley.
And this is that room that, like, look at how Prof does it. Absolutely beautiful. That strat is so ridiculously hard to lay that power bomb in the right place to get those iframes with the pirate. And Prof might be a little too left. Might bonk here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Nope. Got through. Good job.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
good,
if you're too far left, you have too much run speed. You end up bonking that stalag something on the way down.
Yeah, or sometimes like you could end up overshooting that platform that he fell onto, but he cut his momentum near the end while falling, because I think he knew he was too far left.
Yeah, and very nice spark right there to take out 2 of those key hunters. That's a lag reduction strat, because that actually saves about 2 or 3 seconds in lag if you can kill 2 of those key hunters.
Yep, and then you get the farm from the 2 potentially.
Let's see if he sets up well to do a mock ball with no hit here. Nice Tuskegee manipulation right there. Laying that bomb, that first bomb after you get bounced off the flame, laying that bomb a little bit to the right, not all the way up to the block, will actually is a setup to try to get those Tuskegees to jump so that you can miss taking damage there.
Yep. Yeah, cleanly mockballed underneath and in between all of them too. Oh, that sucks that he got like health bombed by that last pirate, especially in this route.
Yeah, using a missile probably to reduce some lag. Anytime you're using like an ice beam in this area, it just lags like a ton.
Yep. Okay, nice. So that was good that he got 2 supers in that room. It will be fine. All right, so let's see how his Ridley fight goes. I personally, like, recently have spent more time than I care to admit grinding out this fight, because realized with my current PB that, like, if I can just have like consistently decent Ridleys, I'll probably save a ton in runs. So.
Yeah, you can save a lot. I think when runners first start this fight, they work on survivability, so you learn how to manipulate Ridley into those pogo patterns, because you can just kind of nest down at that left side of the platform there, and you cannot get hit by Ridley. But more practiced runners will oftentimes try to keep Ridley in the air more often for swoops, so you can just get quicker and faster damage on Ridley. And you know, I think pogos sometimes can take up a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. And then
really good fight from Prof. Wow.
Yeah. Very clean, very clean.
Almost damageless.
Yeah, I think he got hit, what, like once that fight in total?
Yeah, I think just once. And I think worth noting, if I'm correct, Ridley's tail does more damage than Ridley's body.
Yeah.
So something to keep in mind, like you'll see a lot of runners when they fight Ridley, they'll like, you know, take a hit to kind of run through. I mean, you just have to keep an eye on your resources and what you have as far as energy. I know Prof has run low ice before. I personally, when I was learning how to fight Ridley, I chose the low ice fight to get good at Ridley, because if you can survive that, you can survive practically any Ridley fight.
Yep. And yeah, it's got a pretty good super count after that fight.
Misses the D-boost off the Tuskegee, takes 2 hits, still gets the speed ball, which is really good. Now, this is a manip ProfessorSchool has come up with, maybe with some other people. I know he had workshopped it a little bit to try to get these key hunters in a more standardized position to avoid them on the way up. So let's see if Prof gets this manip, runs under the first one, and these 2 are out of the way. Beautifully executed.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, and those key hunters they do what, 50 damage a pop with Varia and
correct,
and gravity. Yeah.
Yep. Sucks that he bonked the door there, so you had to take that a little slower. But he was pretty on the ball with that, like doing the pseudo screw through that. I don't remember those seahorse looking enemies' names. But...
they're either Alcoons or dragons. I forget which ones are which. Nice key hunter manips right there. I know one of them stay on the floor and the other can jump up. So they're either Alcoons or dragons. I remember Maniacal said one time is I remember that their name are Alcoons because they look like seahorses, and seahorse sounds like Alcoon. So there you have it.
Got you. All right, thank you.
I'm a Super Metroid nerd. I've watched like thousands of these things and have memorized some commentary moments. I don't know why. It's how my brain works.
Hey, I like the sound of that.
So Prof is going into Meridia with 7 supers. That's pretty good. Skipping a farm there with PBs. So basically, at this point, you want to get to Batoon with at least 1 PB available. Prof's already blown the tube, so not going to have to worry about that. So he should get to Batoon with at least 1 PB available. Now,
Holy
looking at
super so
ammunition, yeah, I would imagine Prof is going to go for an X Factor setup on Batoon. So if you connect all 4 X Factor particles, you need 6 supers worth of damage. So I think you would like to have 6, but if you have 5, you might be able to pump in 3 missiles and then 5 supers. But
yeah.
this is where PRKD gives you the advantage, because right now, if you did PRKD, Prof would be fighting Kraid right now, and you'd be able to refill supers from mini Kraid. Not having to do that, it's nice to see that Prof's super count is actually pretty good here.
Yep. Yeah, because it's gonna. How many? How many is gonna use before Batoon? Is it just one? I think.
Just
Or,
one. You're going to use it on the green door before you get
in
to
this room.
Aqueduct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I love this little super missile, mock ball power bomb select is just a really cool strat that
Kills
if you
both
don't know
me.
how to play the game, you wouldn't even notice what Prof did there. But it's super hard to jump, shoot, conserve your momentum, mock ball, and item change like literally at the same time.
Yep. It always feels so smooth, like executing it.
Yeah. Here we got a decalled X Factor setup invented by Runner Decalled.
Yep. I was lurking his stream yesterday. Oh, 1 missile short.
Yeah, I thought he got it. Just takes it out with a charge shot, but everybody plays this game regularly knows Batoon has one of the worst hitboxes in the game.
Yep. His neck just absorbing your ammo sometimes.
Oh my god, so Prof fell in the sand right there. If you turn around at the right moment, you shoot straight through the sand. So Prof avoided like a 1 minute time loss right there. That was kind of close.
Yeah, exactly. Like K going through the sand is like the quicksand is like so so depressing if that were to happen.
Oh no,
Ooh, he
misses
dropped
the
the wall
wall jump there. Doesn't get the halfy or the full halfy. We'll just have to do this room analog style. 3 supers is basically about the minimum what you want to have here. Like you can get away with 2 because you have the green door and then you have the Ghidorah. But
Yep.
you also have 3 turrets you have to take out. So Prof's powerbomb count looks really good, but ammunition wise is not looking good if the Dragon fight goes south. And this is why I personally think Dragon is the worst defender when it comes to killing any percent runs, more so than anybody else.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this fight can either be like 30 seconds or 3 minutes.
Yeah, definitely seen some races already, like yesterday, that had Dragon shambles, but it's very common to happen. Like,
and this, by the way, is a newer Rain Dance setup, and you see Prof connected both particles and got the spark. Gonna have to fire some ammunition here. Really good pattern, so Dre's cooperating. Oh, blows the spark. Fortunately, energy is looking pretty good. Might still be able to take Dragon out with the spark. You have to be careful with chain damage. If Dragon's damage threshold is too low and you kill Dragon with a Shine Spark, you could really get hit bad. But Prof is just going to take it out with a pseudo screw and some missiles and hopefully get the spike suit. Dang.
yeah, it sucks that he has since he wasn't able to get blue suit, then he didn't have a lot of chances for going for spike suit.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. So you'll get a chance to see Prof is going to have to navigate this room basically the reverse of how he did before, taking D-boost off of these spikes to get through the room a little bit closer. That extra E-tank that Prof picked up is actually going to help him kind of get through this and worry a little bit less going down to Turian as far as what energy is concerned. I would expect we're going to see Prof do some Metroid grouping strats and then hopefully get enough ammunition to not soft lock.
Yeah, here's hoping. Yeah, I saw Smellin asking in chat what happened to MM2, so he died to Fantoon, so yeah, definitely rough early into the race as well.
Yeah, it was actually kind of too bad because MM2 got over the moat right away. Was actually cooking pretty good, and just rough, just Fantoon being Fantoon can happen to anybody.
Yeah, and Prof was definitely behind by a lot too because he had a rough time, very rough time with the moat. So, but yeah, the Fantoon death though that pretty much sealed it.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
again, this is definitely not how Professor School wants to win this race, but at least at least knowing that he makes it into the next round has got to be somewhat of a comfort. But just knowing how critical Professor School is of himself, I'm certain he's not thrilled with this run.
indeed. Oh, he's gonna let that super disappear. That's like the one.
Right. I mean, if you're winning this already, you might as well make Turian as easy on you as you possibly can.
Yep. Yeah, the farming bug's like more than halfway up. So got a very comfy amount of ammo and health now for the end game. Which,
Again, absolutely no shame in this. If I'm Professor School, I'm saving at the ship. I would have done that instead of farming. But who knows? Maybe Prof is just going to let this run its course. Most runners that are as practiced as Professor School having that extra E-tank. I was actually asking Emmett about that during their race, and I'm like, so a runner as good as you, when you pick up an extra E-tank, do you give Mother Brain respect, or do you just like straight up go in and just like no holds barred? And Emmett's like, yeah, if I have an extra tank, I don't give Mother Brain any respect. So, but when you go to like a 60 beam shot ice wave spacer at Mother Brain, still could be kind of hairy even on 4 tanks, because you might get an unlucky triple hit by onion rings or triple catch-up hit or something like that. And anybody that knows this game, you have to survive Mother Brain 2 with at least 301 energy for the scripted rainbow beam.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, like double hits from catch-up is like pretty common to happen. So like, it's still like not a free fight, you know.
Yeah, and I got to be honest, a lot of the races that I've been watching have had absolutely super aggressive Mother Brains, which from a race watcher, like a spectator's perspective, I want to see Mother Brain get dirty. So like
Yeah.
when I'm playing it, I like it when you get the pattern where Mother Brain does nothing for like 16 shots.
Yep.
She just
Yep.
kind of like paces back and forth, and you're like, all right, I got a free 1/3 worth of damage.
Yep. Yep. Excuse me. All right, so getting into the Metroid's rooms, the game's namesake.
Yeah, good old Turian. Freeze the Metroids, shoot the Metroids, try to have enough ammo to finish.
Yep. Don't let them grab you unless you want them to grab you.
Oh, I have lost a lot of any percent runs just not bombing the Metroid off in time, and their damage stacks. So if you have 3 Metroids on you, it kill you way faster than 1.
Yep. This is really good ammo count. Prof trying to play it safe though. So yeah, getting the 5 missiles on that first freeze is like kind of tough in the 3rd room. But ammo count looking very good, and he's like near full health, so this should be a pretty free exit. Still missiled as well.
Yeah, pretty typical to see people, missile Metroids as a safety, to hope that you get full supers. I think full supers is more important than full missiles, because if you get shafted on missiles, worst comes to worst, you can refill and still finish the run. If you don't have enough supers, it's a potential soft lock.
Yeah, exactly, because you get turret sniped, and that's like the next hurdle that could come up, like something that could go the way.
Yeah, I think most runners go for 9 and 9, or like 15 and 7, something like that.
Yeah, for Mother
Brain 1.
Yeah, 15 and 7. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So having 20 and 7, gives you that little bit of extra safety.
Also,
Yeah,
notice
very nice
Prop's health only lost 10 damage coming in here, taking the D-boost off the Rinka to not get hit by those side hoppers. And we had a really nice baby skip from Prof. Beautiful down back Zeb skip, which allows the rest of the Zebs to stay undone, which, basically makes this run. Without Zeb skip, this run would look spectacularly different.
You get a lot of lag from not freezing the Rinkas.
Yeah. Yeah, when you freeze the Rinkas, they respawn slower. So anybody that's played a rando and didn't have Ice Beam know how absolutely annoying those Rinkas can be if you cannot freeze them.
Yeah, exactly, because they keep respawning like early, and then they can get in your way, and you're in such like a confined room that it's like annoying to avoid them. Plus the turrets are there, so like, yeah, so you definitely want to like freeze and kill them so that they take longer to respawn. Also, to not get like so.
Yeah. So this is a 60-shot beam fight. We're going to see the catch-up phase from Mother Brain after shot 46, when there's been about 75, 76% of damage done on Mother Brain. Like, look at right there. That's a bad onion ring pattern right there. And Mother Brain, all the attacks are RNG-based. So you really have to pay close attention. The mouth open is the sign that the rings are coming. The arm thing is the sign that the catch-up's coming. But as far as like the French fry from the eyes, like in bombs, sometimes you have no idea when those attacks are coming.
Yep. Yeah, the French fries is like, it's a weird, kind of like start bobbing your head like up and down in sort of like a semicircle. And, like,
yeah, like, Mother Brain's like a Tyrannosaurus chicken.
Yeah. Tyrannosaurus chicken.
It just popped in my head.
Yeah, even in I ran 4 tanks for what was it, the 30-year anniversary race that we all had, and like,
nice.
Even I died to this fight because I like did an accidental moonfall and the ketchup double hit when I tried to jump over because I moonfalled into it. So like, you can still die with 4 tanks just because of like the double ketchup.
Well, there's another reason to not use Moonwalker.
Exactly. I saw it happen to someone else in a race like very recently, like within a week ago too. I was like, yep, had that exact same thing happen with 4 tanks.
I like the camaraderie. Like Super Metroid's all about finding new and dumb ways to die. And anytime you think you're the first one, no, we've all done it. We've all been there.
I think like my very first like 44 pace run, like I died to Mother Brain that same way, like moonfalling into a catcher. Back when my PB was still like a mid 46 at that time. Like, could add the 45 skip, would have been so cool.
I haven't had that many bad moments in any percent, but like RBO, I have definitely lost some sub 120 paces to Mother Brain deaths.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's frustrating. Like my PB is under a 120, and that's kind of what my goal was. But like I got there so many times and just died on Mother Brain. The worst way was sliding into Mother Brain after a stand-up faux pas.
No. That's so tragic. Like actually, holy crap.
Right. So, but ProfessorSchool is safely through. We just have to take out Mother Brain 3. It's something like 34 to 36 shots from the hyper beam. You see Prof is going to do an angle shot, 2 phase shots, another angle shot, or angle forward angle. The rhythm is actually pretty easy to do, but it's pretty difficult to learn.
Yep. Yeah, so it's 1,000 damage and it's like 36k health, so.
Oh, yeah. Something like that. Prof almost looked like he almost got that short charge right there, but it was actually the hyper beam. I have actually died. I've died on Mother Brain 3 and low ice. It is very embarrassing, but it's very rare that anybody will die there. So all Prof has to do is get to the ship, and we have a victory for ProfessorSchool. We'll take his place in the winner's bracket. Unfortunately, MM2 has lost this run. But there's always another tournament, Yep. Is this double elim or single elim? I forget. I'm not in the tournament. I'm just showing up to talk.
Pretty sure this is single for this tournament. Unless if anyone in chat wants to correct me on that. Yeah, just came and signed up for comms, so I didn't really check like the tournament on the management side.
Yeah, also, by the way, with no timer here, I have no idea what Professor School run is looking like right now.
Yeah, I saw the race time result already. But
Oh, nice. Well, you can, if you wouldn't mind giving us the official SRL time when, or I'm sorry, race time GG time when Prop does finish.
All right, we'll do. So we got race time GG time of 47:23.
All right, 47:23. I mean, if you roll out the issues that Prof had with the moat, I mean, it's a pretty solid run. Not a great run for Prof, but a very solid run. I'm always happy to watch Professor School run any race. You know, it's just super great guy. Helped me out with some very, very difficult times that I had in my life. So Prof and I know each other on a personal level. So I'm just happy to be here cheering him on. And, you know, I mean, come on, it's the weekend. I get to talk about video games and just chill for an hour. I mean, what a great way to spend the weekend.
Yep. I see them talking about interview in the race time. But
oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Saying... Oh, sorry.
I have to mark. I marked the forfeit for MM2, but I forgot to let me get the comms controls here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So because basically I have to mark the runner finished before they get the whatchamacallit. All right, that should be good. So our runners should have an invite, so we should see them in here pretty soon.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, MM2 said he's got food right in front of him, so he'll pass on the interview and then.
All right, no worries. So hopefully we'll
saying...
get Professor School in here.
Okay,
and there is Professor School. Professor School, I kind of already know how you're going to feel about the moat and some of the run, but you know, aside from some of those issues, really clean run, nice clean Ridley, some really good sections of the game, and hopefully that was good practice for you as you move on to later rounds of the winners bracket.
Hey Kev, how's it going? Hey Ryan, thanks for the comms. I appreciate that. I mean, when you're pushing for 43 and you run a 47, you're not going to be particularly happy. I don't know. It's a really interesting part of speedrunning because like this notion of trying to be resilient is really difficult with speedrunning. And I don't know, I've done thousands of attempts since qualifiers started on Moat, and I've ratcheted those up where I'm doing at least 100 a night. And I'm normally getting somewhere between a 60 and 70% efficiency. I watched back some of my Moat practice on video with the shot timer, and I've been very methodical about it. And I found some errors where I was going too early on the first bomb. And I have not stayed dry yet in this tournament. Not in any of the 6 qualifiers I ran. Not in this race today. Not an excuse, but I think I overdid it a little on the coffee. I was a little jittery. That may have contributed, but I don't know. There's something about Moat that when I reset that room and I go into a run, I just lose my visual cues. I don't know if I'm just in my head at this point. Like, I don't know, like the men's national team that keeps dropping the baton at the 4x100 spoilers. Like, I don't know what it is, right? But there's something about Moat right now that's stuck, and it doesn't matter if I'm practicing at 70% efficiency. It falls apart during runs. So I just need to find a way to mentally push through this and stay up. And then I need to find a way to practice so that there's longer gaps between it, right? Rather than sitting in the room for 10 minutes, maybe what I should try is practicing for, 2 or 3 minutes, go do 10, 15 other minutes of practice, some boss work, then dive back into Moat. Just do like 5 attempts, so I'm more practiced with this notion of like going in there, doing a couple attempts and trying to get across. I don't know. I hope it gets better. I hope that, I don't know if I have an opponent yet. It's either Zost or Stovetop. Obviously, you give the edge to Zost there. If that's who I end up facing, that really takes the pressure off, and maybe that's the race that I need, because this is obviously like against MM2, an incredibly good runner who is a very, very even matchup. In the qualifiers, he and I were, we had one qual where we were separated by something like 6 or 7 frames.
That was a great one. That I remember watching that. That was
so I don't know, like the potential was there for a great race. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. I know that MM took a fan-tune death. I will say I did gold Turian despite my hiccups in escape there, and I'm getting closer to a sub 8 Turian PRKD, which is pretty exciting. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna take it as a fortunate pass that I was granted by the universe despite my moat troubles. But that's PRKD. It's a difficult category. Fantoon first is always dangerous, and you got to race the race until Samus is on the ship. And despite my troubles, I finished first today, and yeah, hat off to MM2, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in the tournament.
For sure.
Yeah, it's moat. I think moat is the hardest room in the game. I mean, prove me right. Like in a race setting, that to me is the hardest thing ever. Like when I'm running the route, it's just. And even last year in the tournament, I think we saw Cutie struggle a lot with the moat. So even runners, in the top 6, or top 10 times, they struggle in the moat sometimes. So I think it's just, when you're in a no reset situation, like comms and chat, like everybody hypes up the moat is so hard. So I can see the mind game, like no matter how good you are, just really kind of screwing with you there.
Yeah.
But it really, really great to be here for you, Prof, and to watch you do this. I followed your journey. I think what did you say you were last year? Like around a 46 or a 47 when you entered the SGLIVE, and now you've put your time all the way down to a low 44. So,
yep.
You look like you're on the cusp of something really, really special. So I hope you can, keep your head in the game and, get a tournament run you're really proud of.
Thanks, Kev. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I guess one thing I can add, yeah, when you're saying that maybe you should spread out your boat practice, I feel that's exactly what helped me. Like, just doing it like for a bit, then practicing like some of the bosses or something, and then going back to the boat, and then doing something else, then going back to the boat. So
yeah, because you run PRKD or at least Fantoon first. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah, I do PRKD as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate that. I've been talking to a lot of folks in the community and trying to diagnose things in methodical ways and hopefully not get in my head too much about it. I was pretty confident coming into the race today, like I was like, okay, I have a high efficiency, and if I fail it, like I'll be able to get it second try. And I really don't have a good explanation. I didn't panic. I kept telling myself like I could be resilient. This is fine. And it just, I don't know. I just couldn't. My visual cues were just failing me, and it happens, right? So I was disappointed, but I was even more disappointed to see MM take the death because. I think, well, I mean, I guess that's part of it, right? I took a death to moat. He took a death to Fantoon. His was more costly, despite mine being slower.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
well, knowing you, Prof, I mentioned right away that like this is definitely not how you wanted to win the race, but that's just literally the nature of tournament play. And I myself have gotten some wins just based on an unfortunate incident too. And you just gotta keep your head held up high and hope that the next tournament match goes better. I think. That's one thing I like about this community. I've never heard one community member go, "Oh, I hope this person dies so that I can win." Like the basic sentiment from all of us is just like, we just want a really clean race and everything to go well for everybody and see how it stands. So unfortunately, we didn't get that today, and MM2 took that death. But I promise you, this is not the last time you two will face each other in Super Metroid. So.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Well, anyway, I wanted to thank you both for comms. Thanks, MM, for the race. Good luck to Zost and Stove in their race. I'm looking forward to getting the winner of that one, whoever it's going to end up being. And I'm excited to keep playing Super Metroid. This is a thing that we all do for fun, or at least I try to do it for fun.
Fun.
I try. Oh man, do I try? You know it more than most people, Kev. So yeah, I mean, look, I got to the end. I've got the 21%. I've got the see you next mission. So. I made it through to fight another day, and good luck to all the competitors for the rest of the weekend. We got a lot of great races out there, folks. So keep your eyes peeled on the stream for those.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Prof. Before we kind of go in, I want to run over the schedule really quick. At 4 p.m. today, we have Bressingham versus Timon with Stashio and Tablespoon on the mic. And then at 6 o'clock, Stashio is running against Tablespoon. The comms there will be Bressingham and Timon. And then 7 p.m. Eastern, it's Scotty Crow versus Nevdi. I'll be on the mic with Dust. Sunday, we have a big matchup too. Omnigazer versus Tillamorph with Ryan on the mic. Then at 11 a.m., Zos versus Stovetop. Ryan again on the mic with Dust. Shiny Zenny versus Karst at 2 p.m. on Sunday with ProfessorSchool and Twin. Then we also have Dane versus Oopla and Fat Scott versus Hypo Satori. So we have a very full Saturday and a very full Sunday. Not entirely sure where everything's going to be. Brettingham versus Timon will be on Speed Gaming. Stachio versus Tablespoon. Scotty Crow versus Nevdi will be on Speed Gaming too. The others have yet to get a channel. We are very early into the tournament hype for any percent, so please, everybody, keep an eye on the schedule and make sure you make it to all the races to support the runners, and make it to the SG Live in-person event in October in Herndon, Virginia. Ryan, you got anything to say before we close up the show? It's been an honor to do commentary with you today, and very nice to meet you finally.
Yeah, definitely had a pleasure commenting with you, and yeah, I'm happy that first time doing commentary personally for Super Metroid went well. So yeah, I don't really have that much to add to it. Pretty happy with how it went commentary wise, but yeah, I'm glad that ProfessorSchool had a pretty clean, pretty smooth race, I should say, or smooth run, and obviously unfortunate for MM2, but I mean, tournaments, it happens. So
yep, you could always go on any of these runs. It's you're either gonna live or you're gonna die. But thank you, Ryan, for being a part of all of this. It's really nice to get new voices in the Super Metroid community. I'm always interested in listening to different perspectives. At this point, I've done hundreds of commentaries, and I feel like sometimes I'm running out of things to say. Although anybody who knows me personally knows that I never run out of things to say, unfortunately. But it's always an honor here, and I look forward to hearing your commentary later. With that, I am done. I've got some errands to run with my daughter today before my next commentary. So for me, see you next mission, and thank you.
Well, see you next mission. Also getting food, so.
All right, take care, y'all.
All right, later.